Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, it's Group 11. Our group will deliver the material about procedure text. But before we start with the material, let me introduce the member of our group. The member of our group, there are three persons. The first is there are Muhammad Hikmal Farhansyah with NPM A1B021001, and then the second member, there are me, Nolena Susti, NPM A1B021002. And then the last member is Mia Apriani, NPM A1B021017. All right, let's start with the first material. It's about introduction of procedure text. What is the procedure text? Are you familiar with this text? All right. Procedure text is a text that explain or help us how to make or use something. Its social function is to describe how something is completely done through a sequence of steps. The communicative purpose of this text is to describe how something is made through a sequence of action or steps. All right, there are three generic structure in procedure text, and then procedure text also have language feature, the purpose of procedure text, and the more material will deliver by second and third tutor. All right, the next material is about the definition of procedure text. All right, our group take three definition about procedure text. We start with the first definition. The first definition said procedure text is a text that explains how something works or how to use instruction or operation manuals, like how to use the video, the computer, the tape recorder, and how to use photocopier, or how to fax, and others. And then we move to the second definition that say procedure text is a text that instruct how to do a particular activity, like recipes, rules for games, science experiments, and road safety rules. And also, I said before, there are lots of example about procedure text, or the definition about procedure text. And then the last definition that our group take is a text that deal with human behavior, about our behavior in daily life. Like how to live happily and how to be success. I think that's all the material that I can explain and deliver for you. And then for more detail, the material will explain by Muhammad Hikmal Fansha and Mia Apriani. So everyone, I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Next to the second tutor.
Hello everyone. My name is Mia Apriani. I will explain the material about generic structure of procedure text. Okay, there are three structure in the procedure text, namely the first, goal. For example, how to make a cook omelette, how to make a cup of coffee, The second material about generic structure of procedure text, material or ingredients. For example, the material to cook omelette are egg, onions, vegetable oil, and other. And the last material about generic structure of procedure text, it's step. For example, first was to tomatoes, onion, and the second cut the onions become silence. Okay. The next material about purpose of procedure text. There are two purposes in procedure text, and the first to explain or tell the reader how to make or operate do something through a sequence of action or step. Okay, the last purpose of procedure text to explain step or instruction to make, operate, and do something. Okay, that's all for me explanation. Thank you for listening. And the next material will be explained by Muhammad Hikmal Farhansyah.
Hello everyone, it's glad to see you all. I would like to thank Nurlana Susti and Mia Apriani for providing such a detailed explanation and adding insight into the procedure text. Let me tell you a bit about myself. My name is Muhammad Hikmal Farhansa with NPM A1B021001. And now let's move to the delivery of the subsequent material, which will elaborate on the language features, the differences between procedure text and explanation text, and how to create a procedure text section by myself. So what are the linguistics elements of a procedure text? So procedural texts have various linguistic elements that students need to know, including number one, use adverbial sequence or using temporal conjunction to link the steps in the procedure. Exempli gracia, first, second, third, and the last. Secondly is use the command or imperative sentences, like put the noodles on the table, cut the onion, or wash the tomatoes. Number three is using adverbials to express a detail, the time, place, and manner accurately for 5 minutes, 2 hours, etc. And this type is used to describe the steps in detail. Number four is use action verbs like make, take, boil, or cook. And the last one is using simple present tense. Always use simple present tense to create procedure text. Okay, next, we go to the new slide regarding the differences between procedure text and explanation text. Many people still think that a procedure and explanation text are the same. This is unnatural because the explanation text is similar to the procedure text. The only difference between the two is the purpose. Explanation text aims to explain why and how something happened. Examples of explanation text details are the causes of global warming, why is carbon monoxide dangerous, and the Big Bang Theory, how the universe was formed. The procedure text aims to explain how to do or make something. Examples of procedure text details include how to make avocado juice, easy steps to glow your skin, and how to get to the water park. And then, so please pay attention to this part. All right, how to create a procedure text? So procedure text must be created in a sequence. There are 5 common structures of a procedure of a procedure text, such as the first one is heading. The first part of procedure text is the headings. Headings are usually the title or purpose of the procedure text. For example, 1. How to make buy that cake, iPhone 14 Pro Max user manual, how to draw a cartoon character for beginners. And then we move to the second part is subheadings. Subheadings can be referred to as are used to indicate the titles of the steps in the procedure text. For example, ingredients, warning, tips and tricks. Okay, number 3, sequence. Sequence or steps is a series of steps in a procedure text. The sequence must be written sequentially. Avoid writing sequence in a paragraphs. The sequence must be written per line, where a new sequence must be written on a new line. Okay, number 4, conclusion. A good procedure text has a conclusion. However, many procedure texts do not use a conclusion. The conclusion in a procedure text is usually information on how the reader can judge whether they follow the procedure correctly or not. This conclusion can be in the form of an example or a description. For example, in a procedure text about how to assemble Lego toys, the conclusion is written as a description of how the Lego toys will look if successfully assembled. Illustration or pictures can also be attached to make it easier for readers to understand the conclusion. Okay, number 5 is visual. Visuals in procedure text can be in the form of pictures, illustrations, diagrams, table, plans, and so on. Visuals are highly recommended to be included in the procedure text so that the text is easier to understand. In a sense, to make it easier for us to create a procedure text, always remember to ask ourselves this question before starting the procedure. Like what will we need? Then the answer is material. What do I have to do? The answer is apply the steps. And how will I know if I did it correctly? We can see it from the conclusion. Fine. So far, so good, students. Okay, nice. Well done. You have watched all the material about procedure text until the end. Thanks a million for your great attention. And may all those we have shared benefit you in the future. So before I close this video, I have a verse for you all. Enjoy a vacation in a Grand Canyon. Bringing many foods doesn't matter. See you again, my students. Hopefully you happy ever after. Catch you later in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.